1, 2, 3.
This is Chop and Steal, a strongman team demonstrating their workout routine.
10 more.
At this point, you're probably thinking that this looks like a big joke, and you'd be right. It's easy to spot for most people, with a few exceptions.
This is WEAU 13 News. Strongman duo Chop and Steal are here in studio.
We basically travel around doing strongman demonstrations.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Infiltrating the morning news seemed like a harmless prank, but one of these stations didn't quite get the joke.
Do you understand that you are here to testify as a defendant in a lawsuit brought by Gray Television Group, Inc. for fraud and conspiracy to commit fraud?
You got dressed up for it.
Yeah. It's like being in church where you want to say so many dumb things and you can't. From the very beginning, we saw this as a really stupid First Amendment battle.
Nick and I have known each other since we were in 6th grade, and we started collecting videos, I think, like in high school.
This is a recent find here, nude barbecue.
This is Jingle Cats.
The guy is a genius. He actually has another video called Jingle Babies. It's just as good as it sounds.
For the past 14 years, we've been touring around the country with our comedy show, the Found Footage Festival.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Single finger pull-ups.
The festival is basically a guided tour through our VHS collection. These are videos that weren't meant to be shown in public. So they're things like exercise videos, public access TV, promotional tapes.
Get rid of all your ugly friends.
We tour a lot, and early on we started doing these morning news shows. Most of these news stations, they just weren't doing their research.
They would get our names wrong, and they would forget that we were even coming. I mean, we just hated doing these things.
As an experiment, we came up with the idea to invent a fake character.
He's an award-winning and master yo-yoist.
K-Strass, a yo-yo professional.
You have the up and down.
Okay.
Our buddy Mark, he said he'd be the yo-yo expert.
And then,
Mark has no idea how to yo-yo at all.
Mark can't make it come up after it's gone down. That's his level of yo-yoing skill.
It didn't matter. We got him on, I think, 7 morning news shows.
we are giving out yo-yos to the homeless.
We decided to be dumb again, and we wrote a press release saying that Nick was a celebrity chef.
Right?
Nick, like after he poured like a smoothie with like chicken in it, would offer it to the news anchors.
You just take a funnel that you get at a hardware store, put it in an old milk jug.
And a couple of them actually
Yeah, I
just
think
gulped it
most
right down.
tried it, no questions asked.
Yeah.
In November 2016, we came up with the idea to pitch ourselves as strongmen.
7, 8, 9, 20. 1.
These things give me a heart attack to do. Like, I feel like we're robbing a bank every time we get on one of these shows.
How you doing over there?
Been better.
We posted some of the highlights from our news appearances, and that's when we found out that one of the news stations' parent company was suing us.
It was hilarious and frightening at the same time. Now, like 6 months later, it's just frightening. It's not funny anymore.
No.
It's like, yeah, we're going broke because of that.
Students stunned to learn what this federal complaint... Oh my goodness.
Pranking the media is nothing new.
It would appear that the plane was shot down by a blast of wind from Howard Stern's ass.
What makes Nick and Joe's case unique is that this is the first example we could find of retaliatory legal action being taken by a media company.
I think what it was is they're like, we need to make an example of these people. So instead of spending that money to train their employees about how to better vet guests, they are using that money to pay a very pricey law firm to sue us.
We reached out to Gray Media and were put in touch with their lawyer. After trying many times to arrange an on-camera interview, something unexpected happened.
Plenty of battery. All right. Hey, everyone, it's Joe and Nick. We're here because we have a big announcement. Our lawsuit is finally done. We reached a settlement, and we're really, really happy, and we want to thank you guys.
We went back to Nick and Joe to find the reason for the sudden about-face.
From our understanding, actually, when they found out about the piece in Vice, that's when they finally decided, oh, this is going to be very bad for us.
They caved.
After a reporter from Vice News called Gray Television, I got 10 missed calls from opposing counsel, and I was asked if there was any way that we could kill this piece. They were interested in settling before the piece came out. If I had to speculate, it was to take the teeth out of the piece so it wouldn't run.
Gray's lawyer did not deny trying to keep Vice News' story from airing. They released this statement saying in part that because in the settlement Nick and Joe agreed not to prank Gray again, Gray had accomplished its goals in the lawsuit.
To spin this as them coming out victoriously and getting what they wanted is ridiculous.
The amount that they got back from us for how much they paid their lawyers, I would say maybe they got 1% back.
Yeah, not even.
Not even.
Yeah, they basically had to admit in a legal document that they are bad journalists. They only took a cursory glance. That's a quote. So that's why it feels like a win for us.
But you can no longer prank Gray Media.
Right.
Yeah, that was tough for us to agree to.
In response to the defendant's criticism of Gray's vetting process, Gray's lawyer directed us to the plaintiff's court filing, stating that the company's booking procedures were consistent with similar programs.
If we had hundreds of thousands of dollars and had like 3 attorneys working on it, absolutely we would take this to trial.
That's the scary part for me. Let's say somebody criticizes a person, and that person has a ton of money and lawyers. Even if the person is completely right about their criticism, they can be quashed.
We can prank other news stations. I think specifically Sinclair. I think we should go after Sinclair stations next.